Welcome to First Principle, the podcast where we delve into authentic and insightful conversations with India's leading founders and business leaders. I am your host, Amurto Chatterjee. Today, we're thrilled to have Ashwajeet Wankhede, the co-founder and director of Mytek Innovations. Ashwajeet is a driving force behind pioneering solutions in engineering and ITES consultancy. Join us as we explore his journey, insights, and the principles that guide his success. Welcome, Ashwajeet.
Thank you, Amartya, for inviting me.
Ashwajeet, you have been with Mytek for a while now. So, primarily, my question is, what is your leadership philosophy, and how has it evolved since you co-founded Mytek Innovations?
Amartya, it's been a long journey. The leadership styles were always been situational. Before taking over as the co-founder of MyTech, I was following the strategic leadership philosophy. So it was more about setting the long-term goals, breaking them into the short ones like one, two, three, and so on. So I remember when I was with TCS, I wanted to strategically acquire the logo of SIU, that is Symbiosis International University. It was a more proactive approach, wherein the first short term goal was to plan well and then make everything organized in a systematic manner. Second is how you are going to appear in front of the client, so on and so forth. So, be it your sales speech or whom you're going to meet, these were the various aspects involved in these short term goals. So most of my salary I spent in maintaining my appearance. My parents were like, why this all these e-commerce guys are only coming to our house like Myntra and Flipkart in entire society. So this was one of the success stories I have had using this strategical leadership philosophy. Although my parents were very supportive, so these minutes and micro things matters a lot. Having a vision in place is required in such sorts of leaderships. And then while building my tech, we had acquired office space. Initially we used to meet at the coffee shop, me and my partner who is the founder of the organization, Mr. Borade. So we had those targets of hiring the employees. It was the situation like we are not a big brand, and it's like beggars aren't choosers. Whoever you get, you have to make them aboard. So the leadership philosophy had an addition of transformational leadership philosophy, wherein we recruited people, we made them learn things, we paid for their workshops, and it all turned out to be so good that our first recruits are still there with us. And believe me, they are withdrawing 20% hike year on year. We have also planned for ESOP, that is employee stock ownership plan, for the employees who are associated with us over a period of time. Now, when MyTech stepped into a growth phase, we have a different approach of democratic philosophy. So, where participative approach, we involve all the stakeholders in the organization, right from the vice presidents, middle management, assisting staff. We we have a collaborative approach, and then we derive the decisions out of the collaborative approach. In certain times I also approach my office boy Bablu and take suggestions from him. So this let my employees feel the belongingness towards the organization. And this kind of democratic philosophy is also learning from my parents, where they used to involve us in taking decisions, be it small or big. Now team members are so pro in their respective works that we added different form of leadership philosophy altogether, which is an autopilot where clear vision is set, goals are being set, and as and when these team members, they need help, we are always there for them. It's just like Mytek's autopilot platform. Amar, the last but not the least, any style of leadership philosophy should be backed by the ethical styles of leadership. Any long term business is driven by integrity, honesty, and fairness. Everyone has to be accountable for maintaining high ethical standards and moral responsibilities.
So how do you, is this how like you, is this your style, like style of team building, and is this how you foster creativity and collaboration within your team at MyTech?
Yeah, before that, I must say any employee or teammate entering from the office entrance, punching their attendance, should feel secured at the workplace. As the co founder, it is my moral responsibility to secure each one of them by having strong HR policies. You won't believe we have 60% women staff. I'm not sure if any startup would have pondered on the women empowerment for now. About the collaboration, it's like it's like being the DJ of the dance party where everyone has to get on the dance floor, but instead of bits and music, you are mixing ideas and people. Yeah, I could create an office as a cool DJ party. That was because my prior experience from the K-12 segment, that is more of education, pedagogy, the relationship between teachers and students, and I was having 360-degree knowledge about it. Hence, creating curiosity among staff member was no difficult task for me. Any idea is welcome. There is no good or bad ideas for that matter. So the curiosity is created in such a way, it's like a growing kid, who has a pure heart, just started speaking, ask n number of random questions to his grandparents. So it's the same way the team members are collaborated in such a way that they won't ever have any hurdle to ask questions. This was possible due to conducting few surprise ice breaking sessions instead of regular scheduled meetings, where we conduct and engage teams in various challenging activities, which ultimately leads to a creativity. Taking out creativity by the means of HR games like solving the coding problems, resolving architectural issues, software development issues, testing. Many a times tester is not able to find the bug, so we make them find it with the help of HR games and likewise. So these ice breaking sessions are something additional to the outbound activities we regularly conduct. I'll tell you, top it all, one fine day our founder, Mr. Borade, he asked everybody to stop their works. He invited HR to his cabin and asked HR to get the dream list from each of them. This surprising activity went so well, it was like they were having n number of dreams, and we actually handed over them a ladder to achieve those dreams. When and how you are going to achieve your dreams, through various milestones, and they are on their milestone. 80% of the employees are pretty serious about it. These are just few incidences of how we foster creativity and collaboration in the organization, Amartya.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. In your opinion, what emerging technologies will have the biggest impact on the engineering sector in the next few years?
Uh, I think it will be a combination of AI, ML, which is a subset of ML, video analytics, backed by the IoT devices, robotics, and automation. Few of them say AI can't be a replacement for human intelligence, I completely agree with them. But in a day-to-day lives, we use AI all the times. What we search on Google or on internet, the results we get are nothing but withdrawn by AI. So AI is something which takes the decision on its own. A software, it is there, but you need not to give any inputs. It will populate the decision only by single input. I'll take you a little back in time when uh, we used to save the contacts in the SIM cards. There were only 250 SIM contacts you can save, that too with the limited number of digits and spaces. When the time went ahead, there was a Symbian operating system, the Nokia phone 6600, if you remember, that was having a contact list can be saved up to 1000 contacts. And now Android and iOS, n number of contacts you can say. I say n number because whenever I back up my contacts, it shows 25,000 contacts successfully backed up. Uh, when you search a desired contact, it's the database that gives you exact match with an algorithm. You may term it as a software, but when you say, "Hey Google" or "Hi Siri, call home," it automatically turns on the speaker and calls the saved number as home. This is nothing but an artificial intelligence. More of it, it's an ANI, that is artificial narrow intelligence. So ML is a subset of artificial intelligence. It's like it deals with huge data and gives feeds to the AI for the better decision making. Taking an example at Mytek, we at our software we have thousands of tables and data structures. So n number of contractors, n number of reports, n number of videos and photographs. Out of that, it is driven out. It is found through the magnifying glass, and it is given to the engine to make the precise decision for that matter. When we say about IoT devices, which is nothing but Internet of Things, uh, we had given a presentation on this, which was a bridge monitoring system. These are small IoT devices wherein you may see there are bridge collapses in Mahad and in CST as well as wherein lack of you know uh, uh,
Yes.
attention to have it monitored. So this is an IoT devices can give you an alternative solution of a human intervention wherein they will see the displacement, the vibrations, the thermal impact, and it will get connected to the mobile tower and it will show the pop-up on the control room that this is the mishap is going to happen. So we are talking about these IoT devices which will be, which will create an impact. A homely example I'll give you, it's the water tank what we have. When it is filled, the round plastic balloon, it comes up and the water gets stopped. But if you installed a IoT device, it will actually tell the motor when to fill because the plastic balloon cannot ask the motor to get turned on and fill the water in the overhead tank. So if you have an IoT device, it will tell the motor that yes, this is the right. You have to set the algorithm for that, and then it will get populated in the AI system, and it will fill the tank automatically. With uh, with robotics and automation, presently the bricklaying or the mason work is being done manually. So in future, how we see is The bricklaying robots will be there. They are also called as SAM, that is semi-automated mason. They are faster and accurate. This will also reduce the safety concerns. There is a concept called as 3D printers. Likewise, we see the printer, how that knob goes from here to there. Likewise, there is an arm which pours the concrete the way you have made the design in the CAD software, and it is supported by the BIM. So the arm will complete a small house like a 1 BHK apartment in just one day. So this is the future of 3D printers, what we are seeing here. It will have minimum wastage of the concrete or the material. It will reduce the cost. The design is flexible. Many a times humans cannot reach to an extent wherein complex structure is there, but the 3D arm can go and it can pour the concrete. And there is a precision and quality as well. There are few modular constructions also, like the prefabricated homes, wherein you can create a prefabricated home, and if you want to move it, you just have to take 40 feet container and move your home to the desired location you want. The next very interesting part is the drones. They will be used with the help of CCTV cameras, video analytics, and ML and AI for the site surveys, inspection, monitoring of the movement, safety alarms, quality aspects, uh, measuring the quantum of cement bags or the material which is laid at the site. So drones is one of the things which is going to change the industry in coming days. When we say IoT wearables, that this is nothing but an ID card. We have uh, approached one of the power stations for the same, wherein you will be able to monitor the workers' health and safety. If some worker is falling, there will be a fall alarm at the control room. Geofencing movements. So these are few game-changing devices in coming days which we can see. Last but not the least, Amartya, the eco-friendly materials like plastic bricks, bamboo, hempcrete. This is a substitute for the concrete, which is a mixture of plant waste and dried lime. Lime is not lemon, it's tuna. So this is one of the future things, which is a sustainable material which we should be seeing over a period of time. This was actually an old technique. While building the forts of Raja Maharajas, they used to uh, mix this lime and all organic things. There wasn't any concrete by then. So this previous technology is going to come again in coming days. Recycled steel, it also help reduce CO2 emission. So we would be seeing recycled steel usage in coming days.
Right.
So I think these are few aspects which will make an impact in next few years.
Ashwini, biggest challenges you faced while establishing Mytek Innovations. How did you overcome it?
Pandemic. Yeah, the time we got incorporated and registered, Modi ji said, I mean, we got incorporated in Jan 2020, and Modi ji announced in the month of March 2020, रविवार के दिन कोई बाहर नहीं निकलेगा. He actually made us realize that there is something big coming up as a global force majeure. I was just wondering, is it an accidental birth of MyTech? But I was wrong. The baby MyTech has grown big now and taking care of more than 50 families and number of our subcontractors and suppliers. At the time of wave 1 and wave 2, we were actually in a situation, you know, where we were like, we found ourselves in a boat of life of pi, where we had We had to deal with a tiger who is on the boat, accompanied by a few other animals, hyena, zebra, and mother monkey. But finally, we found the seashore, which was one of the government projects. That was BharatNet Mahanet, one of the most difficult of the jobs. It was in the rocky terrain wherein we have to lay down hundreds of fiber optic network. So, fortunately, we had an essential services ID cards, and our manpower, more than 100 of manpower, I still remember, I can't forget the name. The RT-PCR test was mandatory by then. So every week we had to do that, and we had to implement. We had to go to the sites, and we have to showcase that RT-PCR test. I think COVID was the biggest challenge that Mytek survived, Amartya.
Yes, of course, and it's right. How did you handle fast growth on the scale of your business, like the ever growing one, effectively?
For the fast growth, Amartya, the sales has to be in place, the orders has to be in place. So Mytek has always had zero customer acquisition cost. We have a channel partner module wherein we got the work orders and the sales only through the referrals. We have not done any branding, no marketing, nothing. We just had our website wherein we had put invited channel partners to come in and give their inputs. So sales was more than what we expected. Most of it was from the referrals. We built a strong team because we had a sales in hand. We built a strong team, recruited best of the candidates from respective domains, which was supported by assisting staff. Meanwhile, to set the process, we made our tech team as one of the strong pillars, which will act as a tool in place to execute these orders in a systematic way. You have the orders, but if you're not able to execute in a systematic way, then it will be a big failure. So we made it sure that everything is in place. We leveraged the use of technology, which actually sets us apart. Because we were good at delivering on time, we never had to bother about the customer retention. If you see, most of our revenue is from the repetitive orders from the same clients. We already having the budgeting and cash flow tool readily available with us. We never had to worry about arranging last minute funds or following up for the outstanding payments to our client, because the system we had made, it was all automated. All customers, they used to get an advance pro forma invoice. They had a knowledge that Mytek is going to raise an invoice worth 1 crore or 2 crore, so they made budget funding accordingly. Yeah, that's true. In every business there are always a lot last minute surprises, but as leaders, we adopted it quickly and incorporated necessary changes as and when needed. It was more like what Sir Ratan Tata said once, that I take decisions and then make them right. That's how we handled the fast growth by utilizing technology as a tool, Amartya.
Okay. You talked about sustainability a while ago. How do you integrate sustainable practices into your work in engineering and IT?
Uh, I'll tell you, one of our vice presidents, naming Mr. S.B. Ishwaran, he has worked for Tata Power for 35 years plus, and he applied green building practices there. It's called as some IGBC certification, that is Indian Green Building Council. They have the tiers like platinum, gold, silver, and so on. So he actually implemented the same at Mytek. I'm very thankful to him. It was more about conservation of natural resources like water. We have it in the office. So he actually installed that 25 to 100 rupees wala additional tab. What do we get in the market? And actually, he could save 25% of the water which we consumed. Uh, another aspect was optimum utilization of power sensors in for saving the electricity. So we installed sensors in cabin, conference room, washroom. You won't believe the electricity bill actually reduced by 20%. Uh, Ishwaranji also had focused on the waste collection, and he also educated entire society for that matter, that food waste has to go in the green bin, paper and plastic waste has to go in blue bin. One day he actually came up with a white bin. I asked him what is it. So he said, "Sir, it is for the e-waste. We are emptying cartridges every week." So I thought, the waste collection person, the NMMC person will get to know about it easily. So these are few initiatives we have taken. He also mentions about flora and fauna while giving gift like a palm plant to the members. He also mentions that have more oxygen while working. Ah, this was about our office space. About the sustainable development in IT, I can proudly say that the kind of platform, the digital platform we have created, is the best of the examples of sustainable product development. There is no stakeholders, be it our client, subcontractor, supplier, employee, or admin. Nobody need to take printout. It's like you just need to click and view the results. Again, click and view the analytics. Click again to view action items. On a single click, the joint measurement report is created. You click once and then invoice is generated. Just have to click once to send it to the accounts department. Click again to view payment details. You have to click to retrieve anything and everything at any point in time, as everything is on the cloud. All these items you can store on your local device. So there is no need of prints at all. Hence, overall, no client or any stakeholder for that matter, no one has to increase their environmental footprints. Now, all employees have sense of responsibility of protecting the mother earth by not doing any such activities of printing papers. I'll tell you how we have managed to reduce the energy resource at the other end who are using the Mytex app. Our IT team has compressed the software codes and database structures in such a way that even after thousands of tables, the response time of the app and the desktop application is reduced to 0.05 seconds. Ultimately, the users like you and me will have seamless user experience, provided it is also made sure that devices like mobiles and laptop will have minimum usage. Ultimately, it is saving the power consumption. So the energy efficient development of the software is truly commendable. At the engineering front, we always urge our clients to use alternative possible solutions, which are eco-friendly in nature, like AWC brick. Most of the part of AWC brick is filled with ash. It is more durable, tough, and lightweighted. In fact, it actually has to come through the government policies. The think tank for this is Niti Aayog. They have released the policies way back. This was actually a program between 2001 to 2025. So they said that state government equally responsible to get it implemented. It is seen that hardly any state has achieved the SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals, which are jotted by Niti Aayog. We cannot only criticize the government for that matter. It actually comes from a broad participation from a society as a whole. Being sustainable is being disciplined about protecting the earth without harming any living and non-living things. These are few sustainable practices we are following in engineering and IT and the workplace, Amartya.
Okay. How do you see MyTech innovations contributing to global impact through local operations?
Uh, this was one of my early write-ups, which made us eligible for the Startup India recognized organization. It was about reaching each corner of the nation, find out better skill sets, providing them with works, generating revenue for them. In fact, we also promoted entrepreneurship development from the digital platform. Any aspiring individuals who wish to be an entrepreneur, we provided them with project funding, we helped them with project execution. Our expert staff made them know the business and the execution process, and still now they are connected on Mytek's platform. I would like to mention one of our subcontractors, Pawan Infra, visited Mytek's office. They just got incorporated, and he visited Mytek's office, watching by our social media post or something like that. And he joined as a subcontractor 2 3 years back. He didn't know how to implement, but due to his strong will and the passion for following the instructions on the daily notification which are populated by the platform, he made 40 lakhs turnover at first year. Please mind, that was their maiden balance sheet. The second year, he could clock the revenue of 1.8 crore rupees. That is more than four times growth, I would say. And that was only possible because of MyTech seamless execution platform. So the funda was, India is a country of jugados. So kind of skills these people have is commendable. Vision is to provide them a platform to shine brighter, make a global impact, contributing to the nation's GDP growth. That was the thought process behind going global by supporting locals. We, uh, like when I say global, we got incorporated in UK as Mytek UK Limited and will be soon expanding in rest of the countries. When I say global, the slogan itself says that Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, growth by the syndicate, Vikasit Bharat, which is developed India, Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas Sabka Vishwas, trust and grow together. And finally, the Gati Shakti, which is building Bharat faster. So that our local people will be empowered to disrupt the global markets and cater to global demands, is how we see it.
Right. What keeps you motivated to continue leading MyTech innovations amidst all this competition? And what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs who are looking to make their mark in the tech field?
Ah, okay. So the way we built our platform was actually to cater the ground level problems that any contractor, client, suppliers would encounter. By the time we got the platform fine tuned, we were already getting noticed by financial institutions and investors. They told us your XYZ module is like that ABC company, or one of the features is in other softwares I have seen at so and so company. But till now, everyone has also told me that the way you have encompassed each and everything which is needed to make this unorganized sector organized, it is all here in this platform, just like a one stop shop. Hence, the solution and services we provide are unique. We are the pioneers yet to face any competition. The only competition that we have is what MyTech would be tomorrow. And the only motivation here, I say, for me is to do better what we did day before or yesterday. Top it all, for me, the organization is making things simpler and more user friendly for any strata of economy. There are a number of things which needs to be improved and needed to be taken to the benchmark for the global standard. This keeps us going on. About the advice, I would say I would have 5 pointers for the young entrepreneurs in engineering and tech field. One is embrace the failure as stepping stone, because engineering and tech sectors are filled with rapid advancements. No wonder will encounter setbacks. So don't fear failure. Instead, learn from it. People may bully you, but you have to be focused on what you have decided. Our founder, Mr. Shivkumar Borade, always says, and I quote, that you have to be consistent no matter what happens. Second, I'll suggest them to be stay curious and stay hungry. Most successful entrepreneurs are lifelong learners. You have to be curious to learn new things, as there are new software developments, innovations, every day something or the other is going on. Learning them will always keep you ahead of the curve. Always be hungry to know new things, as vast topics like blockchain, deep learning, super AI are already on its way to buzz the market. Third, I would say that build the solutions, not just the product. You have to give the solutions for the real life problems. The way MyTech is giving end to end solutions and not just the product. Fourth, I would say focus on impact and not just the profit. While financial success is equally important, the most influential entrepreneurs are driven by the desire to make an impact. People will always remember you for the impact you have made to the society, and nobody will remember you for your net worth. But definitely, the impact what you have created, they will remember that for you. Last is entrepreneurship is a marathon and not just a sprint like 200 meters or 100 meter. The journey will be filled with ups and downs, moment of doubt and endless hard work. Your persistence and tough mindset will be the factor that sets you apart from the competition. Stay passionate, stay driven, and your mark on the industry will follow.
Thank you for joining us today, Ashwajit. Your insights have been incredibly valuable.
Thank you,
You have a good
Amartya,
day.
for inviting me.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to First Principle. We hope today's conversation has inspired you to explore the foundational principles that drive success and innovation. Until next time, stay curious and keep pushing the boundaries.